Hi students, this tip is about your activity called College Plan. So as you see on the screen, the first page is instructions, the second page has a sample set of answers, and the third page is what you're actually going to be filling out and submitting to me. After you've finished reading the directions and looking at my sample, if you choose to delete the first two pages and only have your information on here, that'd be fantastic. I definitely recommend that. Now, what will you be doing? Well, it's just a little bit of information, but it's critical information about your major, your degree, your department chair, your division dean, and a quote about your major. So I'm grading on two aspects. I'm grading on content, making sure that you're putting the correct information, and I'm also grading on professionalism. So let's address the content first. You're going to be using STC's webpage to make sure that you locate critical information about your major, your department, and your division. So when you look up the information, please make sure that you are very specific. For example, one of the questions I'm going to be asking you about is your degree. And a lot of students say, oh, I'm getting an associate's, but your associate's degree is very specific. You need to tell me if you're getting an Associate of Arts, an Associate of Arts in Teaching, an Associate of Science, or an Associate of Applied Sciences. So all of the details need to be included. Usually the major and the department have the same name most of the time. When you look up the division, we have several divisions, and sometimes at STC they've kind of merged and changed divisions, so I sometimes accept slight division differences. For example, we have the Math and Science division. Sometimes it's called Math and Science and Bachelor's programs. Sometimes it's called Math and Science and IT. I will accept any combination of that. We also have the Business and Technology division. Sometimes it's called Business, Technology, and Public Safety. We also have the Nursing and Allied Health division, the Social and Behavioral Science division, and the Liberal Arts division. So I want to know where your major falls. I also need the very specific information about your chair and their contact information so you can get a hold of them, and the dean over your division, their contact name. You'll notice the samples I have on here, I've put fake information. It's not accurate. So no, I'm not the dean of this particular division. And you also need to enter a quote. When it comes to professionalism, what am I looking at? Please make sure that you capitalize proper nouns. So if somebody's name, Caterina Caravaggio, both C's are capitalized. If you have a major like criminal justice, the C and the J are capitalized. When you're doing degrees like Associate of Arts in Teaching, the A, and the T are capitalized. So you get my drift. Make sure you're capitalizing proper nouns. Please also make sure you tab correctly. So you notice if I placed a ruler down through this section right here, it is a completely straight line. I don't have all this jagged information. I don't have odd spacing, so I will be looking for that. I also don't want you copying and pasting information from the internet, because when you do, what's going to happen is it's going to copy paste the font, the size, any kind of background information if it has a color, and we want this to be a clean, neat sheet of paper. So no copying and pasting, retype if you need to. If you're doing a hyperlink, as in the email addresses that you see on the screen, so you see mine here, you simply type the email address, hit enter, it will automatically activate the hyperlink. So please make sure you do that. And a quote always has quote marks at the beginning and the end. Now you may be wondering, why is she being so specific when it comes to this professionalism? Remember that in this class, not only are we working on building your knowledge sets, we're building your skill sets. And one of the skill sets is how you behave as a professional. It shows who you are. It's representative of who you are, how you do things. So if you do things sloppily, that's how people are going to see you. And if you're in a classroom or you're applying for a job, people see qualities in you through the way you write, the way you talk, the way you behave, and yes, even the way that you format things. So how you present yourself in work such as this document is how probably you're going to present yourself in other ways. So let's always focus on high quality work and excellence and being a professional. If you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to ask me.